don't know if I can tell anyone about this. I have nobody to trust, no friends, no close relatives. I just wish I could make this all stop. But if I do, then I'll end up having lost both my parents.
Hey,
Hey.
mind if I sit here?
Yeah.
So what are you writing?
Nothing much.
You're in my English class, right?
Yeah.
You don't seem like the type to talk much.
I'm not.
I see you sitting around here at lunch. Mind if I join you sometime?
Sure.
Oh, there's my mom. I better go. See ya.
Bye.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing much. Just writing.
Oh, you write a lot? What do you write about?
I just write to let my thoughts out, you know?
Oh, it's nothing. I have to go to class. I'm late. It's been 10 years. 10 years since my mother passed away, and still to this day I can't believe what happened to her. I remember the day it all happened, as if it was yesterday. It all happened on a Friday. My mum had come home late from work that night, before I was asleep on the couch in the living room when my dad and I woke up. So we ended up eating breakfast with just the two of us. My dad, who cracked a bunch of jokes that morning. My dad used to make jokes, crack jokes all the time, to lighten up the mood. That day my dad brought me to school, and before we had left, I softly kissed my mum goodbye. Later on that day, coming home from school, there was a crazy amount of traffic, even more than even for New York. It was the type of traffic that occurred when there was an accident on the street. As the police let our bus pass the scene, that's when I recognized my car. Next to it was a covered body on a stretcher. Everything that happened after that was just a blur. I remember asking a lot of questions, and I was crying for my mum. They had told me that my mum had been taken away by the angels to a better place. A year after that, I found out that my mum had died in a DUI car accident, and ever since, nothing has been the same. March 29th, 2014. I ended up making a huge mistake today. I came home from school today after Dad. I tried really hard to make it home before him, but just couldn't. So when I opened the door and tried to silently walk past him, it didn't work at all. The lights were dim and he was in there drinking. He was talking to himself, and when he heard the door open, without looking up, he called me into the kitchen. He started calling me names and held my arm. The way he held my arm was incredible. He squeezed it until the blood stopped circulating. He threw a couple of punches at my stomach and punched me against the wall, where he cornered me and yelled nonstop. I didn't dare scream or shed a tear once, or else I knew things would get worse. I stood still, my heart pounding, my chest taking his abuse. That's all I ever do, take his abuse. I need to find a way to make this stop, but I'm scared.
She needs to get help.
Do you know what my notebook is?
Oh, it's right here.
What were you doing reading my notebook?
I wasn't reading it.
Well, obviously you were, because this page was not folded.
Okay, fine, I read it. I just wanted to get to know you.
Well, if I wanted you to read it, I would have let you read it.
I don't want her to be mad. It was just curious to see what she always puts in there. I really didn't mean to violate her privacy. But this is good for the good. She needs to get help. And I can help her. If she comes with me, we could talk to the dad and stuff. This can all come to an end.
No, is he serious? Does he know what will happen if I lose both my parents? Does he know what they would do if they found out my dad's an alcoholic and abuses me? Then take him away. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather go through all this pain and keep my dad. I think I should just stop talking to him. I already hope he doesn't tell anyone about this.
I just wanted to check if you've been doing it.
Yeah, things have been getting better. It's been getting worse. My dad's drinking more than ever. And I'm getting even more scared. I'm going to the point where I'm starting hurting myself. I don't know what to do.
Dakota, the only way you can get yourself out of this is by telling someone. I know it means you'll end up losing the only parent you have, but I don't think it'll end up any other way. I can do it for you if you want.
Who do I tell?
Come with me. What happens when in school?
Once I told the counselor what happened, we called the local rehab centre and told them my dad's situation. A couple of men from the centre then came to school together and went home with a counsellor too. Then found my dad at the table and asked him questions based on what I told them. They knew he had been drinking when they were talking to him, and they brought him with them. I didn't even get to say goodbye because meanwhile the counsellor was talking to me about getting abuse. My low self-esteem, depression, and what could happen next.
And what is going to happen next?
Well, I'm going to have to live with my aunt until my dad's out of treatment. I also need to go to some therapy lessons twice a week, every week. As soon as I took those days off, just trying to understand everything and talking to my aunt about all this, she's very understanding and she's really bad about how she didn't know that any of this was going on.
Oh, and how are you feeling?
Well, at first I was scared, but eventually I realized I didn't have to deal with my dad anymore. I could finally go home and not have to hide or panic. I was at peace, and now I'm less depressed and I've stopped. I just think that right now I'm feeling way better than when my dad was around.
So you think you did the right thing?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much, Mum. I'm so glad to have you as a friend.
It was nothing.